Welcome to the main event of Stand and Deliver Week of the No More Mercy campaign. It's the Roll the Bones podcast of Collab that me and my friend here have been promising for several months. I'm honored tonight to be joined by James Stryker in summertime of the War Network. We're all recovering. Thanks for being here, brothers. I'm happy to finally have this collab, and in effect, we're doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chris, it's an honor, man. I don't want to take the floor from you, but I gotta say, man, first off, Chris, roll the bones. I respect what you're building, brother, for real, because most people in this space play it safe as hell, they keep it clean, they keep it comfortable, they don't go where it actually hurts, but you do, man, and you be out there in the community, and I love that shit. You actually go there, that's why I'm here. Yes,
I appreciate that, and that's what I found. I kind of gravitated towards towards the two of you. I caught some of your earlier videos, and I was like, it just kind of like snapped. Like I was like, damn, like I got to link up with these dudes.
Yes, sir, I appreciate it.
So summertime, give yourself a little bit of an introduction, my friend.
Yeah, summertime from the War Network. I'm glad to be here. Honored to be here. Actually, me and my brother started this journey a while ago, and I kind of got off my square for a minute, and I had a situation, a few situations, and I recently, trying to get myself back together. You know what I mean? And been speaking to my brother, and I'm back home, baby. So.
Yes,
It's an honor to be here. I miss it. I miss you, bro. I miss this platform, because we try to, help people that's recovering with everything, you know what I mean? And I was actually needing to recover myself. So, it's just an honor to be back on the stage with you, man. And I'm looking forward to, getting back into it hot and heavy with you, man. So, pause, but
don't start
glad to be here with y'all, man.
Don't start getting.
Don't worry, we're all wearing sunglasses. Nobody's gonna notice. Nah. We're all that's what the shades are for.
I'm getting choked up over here. That was beautiful, brother. That was beautiful.
You know what? And the thing is like I want people to realize. Realize that even when your struggles, like what summertime just did, this accountability in this thing is that's like the biggest, I'd say the second step, in moving forward. So he's already ahead of the curve, and I'm proud of you, bro. Like, and the Boneyard family is going to support you and it's going to have your back. So everybody, I want everybody to be sure. Like I have the War Network website. Find everything for James, like in the War Network in summertime. It's linked up to the top of the chat, pinned to the top of the chat, I should say. It's been a long day. But I've been really excited for this.
It's about to get longer, Chris. It's about to get longer.
Dude, listen, I needed this as a welcome break. Well, I can't get into too much detail about it, but you already know some of the projects I'm working on. They take you down some dark roads. But so Strike, I want to when did the War Network the idea for this come together for you? Like when did you realize I need to do something like this?
Well, like my brother here, I was in a long recovery process in treatment. I started out in what the VA like to call a 28-day program. That's basically trying to get you what you call it when you've been drinking too much or on any kind of substances. You got to detox, and they send you to classes and all this and that. But fast forward, complete the 28-day program. I didn't think I was done yet. I needed more help. So they transferred me to another program that was 3 months. Completed that program, and it was like, that's not enough. So then they sent me to a PTSD program for 6 months, inpatient. And that's when I started opening up. I was a closed off individual. I don't like people. I don't want to talk, but during that program, I started, it's like the big pressure or monkey came off my back. I started opening up to people. I started liking people again, trusting people again. So I started giving speeches and stuff like that. So people was like, hey, people was really listening. They had, positions in there where I was the president of the community. So I was giving speeches and all the staff was like, you really got something to say. You should put something to this. So not, long after I completed the program, I was like, look, man, I do have something to say. Let me share this. And I started seeing more and more people outside the program that was struggling, driving down the street. I see people struggling. Like, then it hit me, everybody is recovering for something. So I wanted to get out there and let it be known. So I was like, let me start this podcast. I hit my man Summertime, came up with the name and everything. It's history from there.
That's awesome, dude.
Right.
Like,
and he always got something. Oh, I'm sorry. He always got
go
something
ahead.
to
No.
say. You know what I'm saying? So, like for real, from New York, that's my brother, man. We've been doing this. We've been friends for over 20 something years, man. And
right.
we deployed to Iraq multiple times together. We've been through the fire together. So, and we always had that bond, man. And people always gravitated towards us, or I know, like myself, a lot of people tell me, like, I look intimidating, or I look angry all the time, but in the same breath, people just come to me out of nowhere and just tell me their life story, man. I don't even know these people, like, never met them a day in my life, but I can feel energy, what I'm saying? I can see things. And me and Stryker, like, we just have that connection with people, man. And I know my brother went through a lot of trauma, even after getting out the military as I did, you know what I'm saying? And even like from childhood, but when we met, we clicked like the first day, and we never broke that bond, you know what I'm saying? And when it was kind of shaky and rocky, it still couldn't be broken, you know what I'm saying? Even today, it was tested again recently, you know what I'm saying? And I just know we was meant to, you know, uh, we were meant for a purpose on this planet, man, to be able to help people, because we always made people laugh. We always was, the center of attention, and we wasn't trying to be, man. We really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But people love to be around us, and and we're good people. Like, we care about people, even, before the recovery, and the detox, or whatever it is, we love to help people, and we listen to people, man. And
Right.
we might joke with people or whatever, but we still wish well on everybody, man. So that's what it's all about, man. Just giving people tools to be better tomorrow, if they're going through something, man, because everybody's going through something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody's
Yes.
been through something. They might be holding it in. So that's kind of how we kicked it off, man. And it's not just about one topic. You know what I'm saying? It's every day it's a war. So that's what we named it, and it stands for we're all recovering, man, and that's real.
That's real. That's real. Yes, sir.
We fight so many silent wars, dude. Like, most of this platform are people that come from either extreme, they've seen extreme adversity at some point in their life, whether it's through organized crime, whether it's through political means, whether it's through trauma. I like to phrase it as they seen some shit, survived some shit, and overcame some shit. But it's, the thing is that the everyday person fights so many silent wars, bro. Like, people that aren't wrestling with their mental health don't seem to understand that. And one of the biggest things in our world, and it's barely starting to be talked about. You know, I think I attributed a lot to my sister Roma, but the suicide rate in men is out of control, bro. And I think that's years of how we're conditioned growing up. You know what I mean? Be a man, don't talk about it. I mean, I'll talk to my friend. I think I'm more receptive now, being yes, I look 14. I don't have the beard, but with the beard, I look 40. But like I'm more receptive at this age to listen to my brother's problems than I did probably years ago. It kind of be like, you know, get the fuck over it, move on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until you buried a couple of motherfuckers, then it's kind of like, all right, you know, now we have a serious problem. You know what I mean? And it's every day for guys. You know what I mean?
Chris, you by the way, brother, you look great, bro. You look great.
Thank you.
I love the new look. You know, you don't look like a baby. You look like a made man, you know.
Yeah, mangia bene. See, Arillotta, like we're an official family now.
Yes.
But no, trust me. Like at least a 5 o'clock shadow. Like, dude, with my hair slicked back, clean shaved, I was really pulling off the 16-year-old lesbian girl look. That's kind of where it was headed, bro.
That's crazy.
But it's a big concern for a lot of people in this platform, especially. Our veterans are overlooked, bro. For a long time they have, and our government is the big part of it. And I just don't think people care enough, dude. Like, unless you've been touched by a veteran, somebody who it's in your family, a lot of people drift through this life and they just don't care. You know what I mean? And that's kind of haunting.
Right. It's sad, bro. Like it all, you know, somebody, a social worker told me one time that it's all, and it's sad to hear. It's really all about the type of person that you get that's helping you. Whoever's overlooking your case, or, you know, it's all about that individual eyes and how it's not like one set standard and we're going to go by this protocol. It's all about who's reviewing that. That person could be having a shitty day. You know, that person could be having problems at home. Who knows? You know, that person might be having a great day, you know, and come in and say, okay, and see clearly through whatever they looking through your packet or whatever, and say, okay, this vet deserves it. Let's not give them any bullshit. You know, so it's all about who's receiving that and looking at your paperwork, and it's sad.
You know, and it is. That's where, you know, human error always plays a role in everything we do, but there is a point with certain jobs. It's not there's no room to get jaded. We have to even find cool down periods for them. Like, you know, think about it. Like, if you're, you know, a cop, you're going out and you figure their entire night's full of suicides, or, you know, they're not going to anything good. Never, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they get, you know, they go to a fucked up night, they got to go home and they got to go right back to work the next day. Right. If you're in a war zone in the military, you can't afford to lose your shit out there, because either people you're with are going to get killed, or you're going to get killed, or people are going to crack and innocent people are going to get hurt. Like, you know, there's no room. Like, we need to have, from top to bottom, we got to have, you know, better and proper resources for, like, you know, if you're in a war zone, somebody gets killed, the responsible thing would be remove them from that situation and let them cool the fuck down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not just keep hammering them. And I mean, maybe it's situational, but back here, dude, if you're in the VA, if you're trying to get help, dude, we cannot afford to have somebody treating you in a hospital setting like it's the dickhead at the DMV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's exactly what it is. And you said something great just now. You know, like, we don't have room when we at war and stuff like that to have basically react to anything or have any emotion. Somebody, one of your comrades die, get blown up, shot, whatever the case may be. We got to suppress all that. We can't let all that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So say you go to war, then you come back. They have something called reintegration. Reintegration is probably like a couple of weeks, right? Summertime is probably like a week or so. You reintegrate or whatever.
It's like a month. It's like a month long or something like that.
Yeah, but that's not long enough. You do a couple of, I forgot exactly.
I'm talking about our process. Even that, yeah.
No, reintegration when you come back from down
process.
range. Yeah. You don't do anything mental health wise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you back training for a few months, and then you back down range. You back in the war zone. So it's repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? So people's feelings don't really catch up to them until later on in life.
You didn't get time to process a lot of stuff.
Right. Until you just snap. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see so many veterans with incarcerated now in court cases and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's because of that.
Well, another big component too, that especially for combat vets specifically, they get addicted to the rush. I've been reading a lot of these files on this whole subject. Like, you are never going to find a bigger adrenaline rush in life and death. And that's just how it is. And that's a lot of guys that I know that are 1%ers. Most of them, like, look at the foundation of the Hells Angels from back in the day. A lot of them are Vietnam vets, bro. A lot of the bike clubs got strong because of combat vets. They wanted, because they were looking for two things: brotherhood, and it's life on the edge. It's high speed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unfortunately, dude, it's just like we need to have good outlets for them, because the VA, I don't think, does a good job at what they there's a lot of things that they overlook, bro. Like, in its structure. It's almost like the amount of red tape they make guys go through, the over medications to some people, and so that combination of medications is fucking lethal in some cases. A lot of cases it is. It's a bad mix. They either die from the drugs, they get addicted to the benzos, they get hooked on, or the combination sends them over the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. I can't say though, been going to the VA for a few years now, and they are combating a lot of that stuff, and they know they messed up with a lot of soldiers, and they're working on it. It's so many different entities within the VA though. It's hard to get them all full circle though. You know what I mean? And that's where things get messed up. But a lot of it too is on the individuals as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of soldiers, they got a lot of pride. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like they don't need help, and and when they get out into the real world, it's life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? And it hits them all at one time, and it's and it's they're lost. And you know what I mean? But they didn't. Sometimes you got to swallow that pride and humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just try, man. I mean, just try to get help. Try to get your benefit, whatever you need. Be taken care of, especially if you were honorably discharged. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking to support a family or whatever, support yourself. You gotta take the steps, man.
Yeah, definitely. So real quick.
But I do know firsthand that the VA is retooling a lot of structure that they had that it wasn't right. You know what I mean? So they're trying to combat that stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? As we speak. So
yeah, like me, I had a beautiful experience with the VA. Beautiful. And VA have a lot of programs that I did not know about that saved my life. So I don't know. Like I guess it's all on the individual, man. Like you people have to take the proper steps,
Yeah.
and you know,
Initiative.
yeah, because VA is there,
It is
man.
an
Like
accountability.
right.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, it's relieving. It's relieving to hear that like that the VA is starting to take those steps. In some cases, and it could be just, maybe it's just certain regions got it. They, it all depends on who's running the joint, like who's, and like, like you guys were talking about before, who's reading the paperwork, who's doing that. Some places might run a tighter ship,
right?
Absolutely.
I up here, and on the plus side, there is it's given a lot of rise to more nonprofits run by vets, that actually show up, for veterans in so many ways.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of vets are helping vets, man, and that's a great thing, man. But yeah, I think because I've seen the bad side of it, and I've seen the good side of it. But I mean, I think overall in the VA's heart, you know what I'm saying? They know they messed up a lot of people, man. Like, when that opioid crisis was going on in America, like, I mean, they was just prescribing, they was giving guys like, a 60-day supply every, like, once a month of Oxycontins, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of soldiers got, hooked on them pain meds, man. And then when they stopped doing it, they stopped giving it to them, then, you go to the heroin or whatever. And, a lot of people probably died and, just lost everything they had, just off because, they just they're not even really, review it. It's, okay, you're feeling like this. Here's a 60-day supply of Oxycontins.
Right.
Eat that.
Bro.
It really was. Once they got that rush, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You ain't bullshitting.
Well, and when it boils down to it, that's just throwing gasoline on the fire. You're trying to solve one problem by creating a new problem, and it's kind of what I've said before. You got a lot of these reckless ass doctors, bro. Like, and a lot of them, they ain't never seen it shit in their life. They just went to school. Like, that's why it's important. Even like you see it in the drug rehabs a lot. Like, most of the people working on the floor in a rehabilitation center are actually recovering addicts, and because they can spot the bullshit. They can, you're not gonna put one over on them. But the thing is this is where people need. To the ignorant jackasses that like to educate me all the time that you went to school, well, I'm going to hit you with some gospel. Knowledge might come from a book, but wisdom comes from life experience. And that is something that people should learn.
Damn.
And just because of that, because I'm sure I'll make sure I put some extra heat on that statement. With the sunglasses. Yeah.
Preach, Chris.
And I'm tired of these people that read the fucking memes online that they just dialed in on everything while our people are dying every day. That ain't happening. Not here, not now, not ever. And this is why conversations like this are important. Because now you're hearing the truth. You got two vets right here talking about it.
Yeah. So while you clear your throat on that,
yes,
I ain't come here to bullshit tonight. All right. I left something out of why we decided to create the War Network. It's because a big part of it is, I want to clear it up right now. I don't believe in this recovered shit. I don't. I'm just keeping real with you. I know I'm gonna piss some people off, but it needs to be said. Because people hear recovered and think I'm done, I'm fixed. That part of my life is over. And then when something hits again, and they feel something, now they think they fail. You know, that's the trap. You know, there's something trigger you, and all that shit comes back. You know, the mindset gets people fucked up, you know, and at war, that's why we say we're all recovering, because we're not recovered. We're recovering because this shit is daily. You don't graduate from it, you know. So I'm gonna keep it real. You don't graduate, you learn how to fight it better. That's basically, you know, I'm just, you know, so I'm sorry if I made, you know, upset some people out there, but you know, if you didn't encounter something up to this point in your life, you know, you will. You know, eventually you will. You know, I'm praying that you don't, but I need somebody to show me one person that hasn't been affected by something in their life.
You know, and that is like so fair. I'm gonna shout this girl out because I love when I see newcomers in here. It says, "Hi y'all, I'm new here. Just got introduced by JD to us by JD Delay and the Alaskan Adventure. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found us, and it's always going to be a good spot for you." But what you were saying, what you were saying before about it might piss some people off. Trust me, bro. Like I say a lot of shit that pisses people off. You know, I've said a lot of things that they don't. You know, I say things, and it's important you said that because you're not going to solve any issue by taking a cautious approach to it. You know, people are so afraid to offend somebody. They're so afraid to hurt their feelings or hit their ego a little bit. Fuck that. I'm too old for that shit. I've seen some stuff. I can give you the advice. If you don't want to hear it, well, that's on you. I just don't got time to hold a hand. But it's a God's honest truth what you just said, that we are like you never hear somebody when people say, they're always saying I'm in recovery. You know what I mean? If you offer an alcoholic a drink, they're gonna be like, no, I'm in recovery still, because it's I don't care if it's anxiety, depression, and dude, your depression, anxiety, self-deprecation can be just as addicting to getting. People get addicted to sadness. People get addicted to that hole, that darkness. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a fucking process. Like I learned that my PTSD and my anxiety is an everyday thing. It's going to be a forever thing.
Right.
It's the best thing that happened for me was come to terms with, okay, we have to live with each other, but you don't control me.
Right.
You know, that's where I think it starts, but that starts within yourself.
Right. And don't think I didn't pick up on. Go ahead, Frankie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me like he hates going to AA meetings because every time he's there, everybody's saying the same thing every time, that hi, I'm an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? I'm a recovering alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? So, just to hear that, it triggers them. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear everybody in there saying that they're alcoholics, that's the first thing they're saying. It just triggers them, and so he can't do it. You know what I mean? So like sometimes you gotta retweak things, man, and look at things differently, and listen to people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen to people because times change and things change in the way it's a proven fact. So
definitely, because listening to people is what helped me. You know what I'm saying? It helped me open up. Just listening, because I used to go to these meetings, like part of even if you wasn't an alcoholic or something like that, or abuse narcotics, part of the PTSD program was going to these meetings like AA, NA, and I used to just sit there and listen to people, even though I didn't want to share, because I'm an introvert. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like at the time, I still feel like I'm an introvert, but at the time I didn't want to talk at all. So I would listen and just take in all their stories, and then eventually over a period of time, I started opening up, just hearing their stories. So their stories, actually changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So I agree 100% with that. 100.
Yeah.
And
I
like
mean,
and
I
like
used to
Chris
be like that too.
and like
No,
Chris
I
go
was
used to be
talking
like that
about.
when like going
Go
to
ahead,
groups,
brother.
going to anger management,
Mm-hmm.
going to anger management, going to PTSD group. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to group just to listen to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just so I could feel like I wasn't the only person that was felt like I was losing my mind. You know what I'm saying? Or
right,
didn't know what I was like. People, people like to, and then people like to not listen or cut you off or whatever. Some people don't like to listen, and they want to, cut you out. And oh, I don't think this and I don't think that. Well, like, damn, I'm not. I just started talking, like,
right.
So I stopped talking for a while. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can't talk to this person. I don't even want to. I don't even want to start telling nobody anything. You know what I'm saying? Because people already assuming, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, or think they know better or whatever. You don't even know the story. So
Right.
I used to listen to it. It made me feel good. It made me feel like, especially being around your peers or people that did the same type of lived the same type of life that you lived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good to hear that because well, for me it was because I know that I'm not the only person that's going through some stuff still. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like this is every day. Every day it's we trying to be better, man. And if you're not, then you're not on the right path, bro.
Shit, in this world,
Or
shit.
shit.
In this world,
Yeah,
shit, it's a fight,
you
bro.
gotta get right quick.
It's war,
Yeah,
man. Every day.
Dude, everything's a
yeah,
goddamn war nowadays, dude. Like, dude,
it
I'm at
is.
a point, dude, um, fucking goddamn government overreach and all this other bullshit. Like, dude, they make it impossible for us to live. They tax the shit out of you at every fucking turn you get, every cent you make. And then, dude, like I had this dude, it was a Nigerian professor I was talking with. I talk with him all the time. Like, he educates me on certain things. He went to Oxford and he was telling me that he was like, he doesn't understand the United States. We went to war with England over a fraction of a cent. And he's just like, y'all are just getting basically robbed over there. But the thing is what happens when people cannot afford basic shit? The everyday person is going to start resorting to crime to feed the kids, bro. Like, and when it comes down to it, if I had to feed my kids, bro, I'll go the distance. Like, I'll do
Right,
whatever I take. I ain't afraid of
right,
that shit. Like, I don't want to go back to that life, but listen, I ain't above it either. Like, if it means protecting the child or feeding my family, and that's the fucked up shit. You got families that are working 3, 4, 5 jobs. So now you have your parents out of the house always. YouTube is educating these kids this brain rot narrative that this trash that they just get fed all the time. Dude, it's like our world is so upside down, bro.
and it's crazy
Yeah.
because that you say that because like when was it? I think it was like November. It was right before the holidays, right before Thanksgiving, and the government was talking about shutting off food stamps. Right before Thanksgiving, right before the holidays. I'm like, why would they
Oh yeah.
decrease the
Oh yeah. It was right before Thanksgiving.
yeah, yeah. Like why would you do that to families that depend on that, on the food stamps and stuff? Right before Thanksgiving. Like who called that? Who made that decision?
You know what? And I what I've learned is that the right and the left are the two sides of the same corrupt coin. Like, it's all bought and
Uh,
paid for bullshit. And the thing is each side gets their time in the sun, but they don't give a flying fuck about any of us.
Nope.
You know what? And the thing is that more people need to wake up. You know what? People need to wake up and handle their own countries. But I'm telling you right now that America itself needs to wake up and remind these scumbags who the fuck is actually in charge here. We hire you for the job. That means we should execute the right to fire your ass when you just all you're doing is taking from us. And then you think about it. You got parents that speak out at school things. You got the FBI knocking at your door. you know, I'm sure would have to crap. Dude, I probably have collected more federal watch lists starting this platform than Pokemon cards, bro. Like when I was a kid, like for just documenting shit, having conversations. You know, you're probably going to be on a few yourself after this this show. But I think with everything, it just becomes community first. We have to protect. We have to start it in our communities. That's where real change begins. You know?
Yeah, bro. And me and my brother was talking the other day about how much debt the U.S. is in to other countries, and I didn't fact check it, but he was saying like $39 trillion in debt, and we owe China money and all of it. I'm like, what? I never knew that. You know, like all this money we giving away, you know, and doing all these things, and we are so much in debt. It's crazy. I can't even fathom what is 39 trillion. Like we'll be paying that back for like.
You know, but they're asking for money for Congress to go to war that we already won, and it's just a scary place, man, because you don't know what tomorrow. You don't know what's coming tomorrow, man.
Right.
You know what? And every time that I've learned there's been some bullshits come out, you know, you've seen it with the Epstein files. Oh, we're gonna go to war with Iran. You know, Joe Biden and the IRS whistleblowers. Suddenly aliens they're real. You know, like you can tell they're at a point now where they got the red box with the glass. They're like, oh fuck, we got no choice. Aliens. Like that's what we're gonna throw at them. Like, and ignorant ass people just soak it up, bro. Like, you know, it's crazy. And the Epstein shit. I've been going down that dark path, bro, for the last like 3 months. And I got files sitting right next to me. I have one of them right here. Like I've seen it showed people many times. This is right here proves elite hunting parties. It proves eating kids. And at that point, dude, listen, this is the shit that we tear apart things for. This is the shit
Epstein, for one thing, is a fucking alien, and he's in that Epstein shit is in everything. And I actually knew we weren't alone. I believe in aliens, so I believe in the whole extraterrestrials, and that's another thing I won't get into, but
no, you can go ahead and get into it, bro. Like, trust me,
bro.
Listen.
Like, it's too many fucking planets out there for us to be alone. You mean to tell me we the only intelligent? First of all, we don't have the technology to reach most of the shit out there. You know, like who's to say they don't have the technology to reach us? You know, and my mind just started. If you ever watch Ancient Aliens on History Channel,
History Channel.
Yeah, Ancient Aliens.
It's on the History Channel.
Shit, my boy Giorgio Tsoukalos, he'll break it down.
Bring this man up with the crazy hair. Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring this man up. I knew it.
My man Giorgio Tsoukalos and Eric Dan Vonikin, they will break it. The champions of the gods and all that, they'll break it down for you.
Rest in peace, Eric. Yeah. My man, what's his name? Tim Childress.
David Childress.
Was the truth.
Yeah.
David Childress. Yeah.
You know, like, but there was this guy. Well, you know, George Carlin, I think, said it the best. And that man, if you watch back his skits, that dude was more than a comedian. That dude was preaching gospel for a long time. And people should go back and listen to some of his stuff. But he brought up that if we're the most intelligent life in the universe, and the universe aimed really low and settled very low. Like, and he's not wrong, dude, because, you know, what do you think is going to happen if an alien popped up, even if they're showing us peace? Say a bunch of ET, like from that movie, he's all friendly, he's coming out. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a bunch of belt-fed weapons and just blow the shit out of that friendly bastard. Brother Cody Bowden, one more mission joining us. Yo, what's going on, brother, man?
How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Oh, just trying to finish up life where I got going here.
Okay, I hear you.
So, introductions, Brother Cody Bowden, Sergeant Cody Bowden of One More Mission. I think that's the working name we're using now. I think we're going to swap it over to something else at some point. So, Cody, Summertime, and James Stryker of the War Network.
We salute you. And I love
You
that
too.
flag in the back, too. That's beautiful.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here for certain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just for those that need a reminder, this is the main event, Stand and Deliver Week. I want to throw some love and to the role of Boneyard sister of ours, Carolyn Dreyer. If you haven't seen that interview, go check her out. She raises so much awareness on so many different subjects. She has a podcast called Through the Darkness. She posts up on regularly. And also to the toughest bastard in New England, my brother Billy Granfield. And now we got y'all. So, like, Stand and Deliver Week's been a complete success. And we had me and Brother Cody on Wednesday night. We did the Light from Darkness live, talking about simple acts of kindness. And I hope to God y'all have been accepted my challenge to do something kind for somebody. Don't be a self-serving prick. Do something decent for someone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get out of here. Sorry, guys.
Dude, between the Swedish
I'm
fish
gone. I'm gone.
Yo, my dog is constantly trying to lick my balls, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with my balls. I'm pretty sure, I washed today.
You need to call ASCPA. CPA. What you got going on over there, man?
Yeah, bro. Look at him. Look, come up. Get up. Come here. Show everybody
Dog
what
too
you're
happy.
trying to do. Look. Say what's up. What's good? This is Ted. My man Ted.
Oh, that dog don't even look real, man. What the fuck?
I know, right? Yeah,
Take that dog for a walk, man.
Yeah, go play dead. You're good.
So play dead.
Get you caught up, Cody. We were talking about the VA. We did go on a tangent about Vukovich and aliens. That's where you came in. I was just talking about using a bell-fed weapon to shoot ET. Blow the flower pot right out that bitch's hand, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was terrified of that thing when I was a kid, dude. There's something not right, dude. Israel's screwing with my camera already. We made it this far. It's because you're here now.
It's because we're talking about top secret classified shit that they don't want people to know.
Definitely.
It was a short run, brother. We covered we talked Epstein, corruption in the VA, the government sucks, and aliens. So now they're coming. I'll probably get shot on this live.
So it's roll the bones. That's all it is. We're just covering everything all at once.
Yeah.
I did have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
All right, Cody, you were saying something?
So no, I was curious. I didn't catch when the two of you served, or like when you came into the VA. I guess, because it seems pretty recent. Like I went into the VA system in 2010.
2010.
So
you're talking about as far as like programs, or
yes, when you started getting your guys' ratings, when you guys went from military to into the VA system, if that makes sense.
Okay. I went in 2011. Right after I was medically retired, I went in.
Okay, so you were there just right there, same time as me, when they were getting me high as all hell on opiates.
Right.
Sending me to a guy named Dr.
What we were talking
Pepper.
about that.
Yep. No, you had mentioned that.
That's what we talking about, the happy pills.
Yep.
The Oxycontins, that's what I was just talking about. They were just, they had doctors that wasn't, didn't really, they was hear so much, see so much, but it was the same doctors, you know what I mean? So they were like, okay, well, here's a happy pill, bye, next, you know what I'm saying? They had so many people to see, you know what I mean? And then after the Iraq and all that shit, people were getting out, getting injured, got limbs blown off. You know what I'm saying? They just, here, take this shit and you'll be just fine. You know what I'm saying? You'll be happy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it was really killing a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was giving out 60-day supplies of Oxycontin like every 30 days. You know what I'm saying? and
Oh
just
yeah.
refilling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was, it was a broken system. But I did speak on, uh, in the recent years, because I didn't get into the system until about 5 years after that. You know what I'm saying? And well, I did kind of get into the system in 2012, 2013, but I was still in the reserves, so I wasn't fully all the way in yet. So I got the reserves in 2016. So yeah, but yeah, we was talking about that, man.
Yeah, I definitely. So I mean, I have mixed opinions of the VA, right? Because I mean, me and you've been sitting on 20 years, and you're almost there, right? So I mean, 2013, 2018 range, somewhere in
Right,
there.
right, yeah.
But it has gotten better when it comes to that. But like, I'm dealing with them in a whole different
Right.
aspect now. And you guys were talking about food stamps. Let me help. Let me blow your minds. So you know what else is connected to food stamps?
What?
Whoever approves my liver transplant donor. So I sat during a whole government shutdown for somebody to tell another veteran, tell him he was approved to get worked up. I missed out on a completely good liver, a completely great guy, a guy, my FO when we were overseas, Minky, and that guy, he stepped up right away, signed up. I didn't even know. But he was waiting, and he was waiting. And he's like, I don't know what's going on, Cody. They called me and they're like, oh, we'll do the government shutdown. Contracting's closed. Huh? You mean to
What?
tell me that my life-saving liver transplant is held up because somebody's not coming to work?
That's crazy.
I mean, everybody's like, I'm gonna go to Walmart and steal all my food, and it's like, I'm gonna go get me a liver. Like I don't I don't know how, but like I don't know who. I asked the same question, right? Like who makes the decision to shut the government down and pay and keep paying the people that they do pay, right? The people that make $200,000 a year, they're paying on. And I
Right, but that's like
completely
the TSA
disagree.
workers. They just, you know,
Yeah,
they just got their first check in what? How many months? Yeah, I mean,
3.
absolutely right, absolutely ridiculous, man. And we're supposedly at war. This is a time to keep the countries secure as possible. And you know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
you're not paying the people to keep the country secure from international threats, like the front line. You know what I'm saying?
Did you
So,
guys get furloughed when you were overseas? Did either of you get furloughed?
oh yeah, we did a couple times, right, Jay? We got paid late or whatever because of government shutdowns and shit like that. Yeah.
No, I don't. You talking about while we was downrange?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about while we was serving though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
serving?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
We
so
did.
a couple of times, but not
Yeah.
downrange though.
But I
During
mean, a lot of
the
guys were downrange and didn't catch a
yeah,
paycheck.
yeah,
Like
Oh
yeah.
yeah?
We
that's
might have been.
bonkers.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'm suffering from traumatic brain injury. I can't recall.
Me too. You're good. No, I just remember I think my wife's ex-husband, if I remember right, she was talking about it, and he's 5 years after me, right around that range, I think. And she remembers him talking about getting furloughed while he was downrange. And that's bonkers to me too. You got guys in a whole nother country fighting an actual war, dying and bleeding, but you can't send their wife a paycheck to feed the babies?
You
That's
know what? Now that it is coming because I remember we had formation about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup, damn sure did.
I think it happened during Obama once. I don't remember for certain. I don't know which term either, actually, now that I think about it, because I was getting out right when Obama was coming in. So
It
it
happened with Bush and Obama, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
Oh, it did. It did happen. You're right. I didn't think about that. But it's still asinine, right? The people that they
Right.
need to pay, they don't pay.
Yeah, and they're
And
they're
then
they're still getting paid. The
yeah,
motherfuckers in Congress, and and it's
the
like,
guy yeah, the guy with a belt-fed automatic machine gun, as Chris was talking about, they're not paying him, which
I
is
just
Right.
want to not to cut you off real quick.
you're fine.
Kurt Hafferty, love you, brother. Let's fucking go. Love and respect. First time on. It's great to see you, brother. A member
Love
of
you,
the One
Kurt.
Life
Love
family.
you. Hold it down, baby.
Bring it.
sir.
Wake it up in here, Kurt. Kurt's the best, funniest motherfucker on the thing. But as you were Cody, you were talking about ET and belt-fed, or you were just talking about belt-fed weapons.
Yeah, let's round it back to what you were talking about. We're caught up. I was listening to most of what you guys were talking about while I was handling business, but no. Yeah, I'll kick it back to you, brother. Thank you.
Dude, what is your problem, man? Just like
it's either it's them nuts, bro. Like I mean,
It's them nuts.
Like all this, like I don't understand all this.
Put that damn dog in the crate.
He could run everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If I put him in a crate, he gonna be crying his ass.
That dog got free range.
Free range and stuck on me though. See, stuck on me.
You like hell yeah,
nuts, boy.
Give me them nuts, bro.
I think he got something to say. He got something to say. That's why he got something to say.
That's all right. We all got something to say. We all got things we want to get out there. So, but no, man, it's. You know, I've been talking about it with Cody a little bit. Like we're gonna try to figure it out, and maybe the four of us sit down and we'll figure this thing out. I want to put together nonprofit that helps, like legitimately helps people, veteran run, you know, that connects, because we got a lot. I mean, Cody, you know, we got a lot of combat vets out here. Even I know a couple of wise guys that, you know, that's how they got in that life, was when they got came back from Nam. Even most of the bikers I know. But I want to put the work in and build something legitimate, and then we can have outlier you know, parts for civilians, normal people. But I want to get, you know, something up, you know, and built that, like a resource that is strictly for first responders and vets. That they have a safe harbor to go. That we'll start, you know, all of us will sit down, we'll start drafting this thing up. But you know what, and that's what it's about in this life. You know, the other thing outside of recovery and fixing yourself, you got to have a purpose. You got to give yourself a purpose. If you got nothing to move forward with, then
you're dead weight.
Right. You know, this is a fucking war.
You can't fly with dead weight, man. So
no, man. If you know, you should look back at your trauma and realize that is the best tool for you to build a bridge forward. It's not, you know, we have to acknowledge, yes, we're dealing with it. You know, we're in the shit. But if you can weaponize that and use it as a means to, you know, help somebody else or build that shit forward or give yourself a purpose, I don't give a fuck if you, like, you know how many times I don't want to get out of bed? I don't even want to work. I don't want to do shit. But we do it because that's how things get done. You just got to tough the fuck through it some days. And and I think that we build all this shit. We build this network of individuals. I hope they find this conversation in particular. You're looking at 4 broken ass individuals, but being broken does not make us weak. It doesn't make us, like, it's actually our greatest strength, to be fair. Like, you know, but I promise you, like, this community will take care. We protect our own. We protect anybody in this family. If you're really going through some shit and you're genuine about it and you ain't bullshitting about it, you know, you DM any one of us. And we'll get you. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Let me break it down for him real quick, Chris, since we're talking about recovery and this. Let me break it down for the folks what recovering actually mean, so we don't get it twisted here. All right. It means you stay aware. You know, it means you stay honest. You know, you don't lie to yourself when something hits you. It means when you feel that pressure again, you don't pretend you're good. You know, you handle it. You reach out. You reset. You get back in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the real strength. You know what I'm saying? Recover sounds like, you know, it's over. Recovering means you're still in the fight. You know? Right. So that I just want to break it down for people real quick, you know, in case some people got it twisted out there. And it's it's not substances, always substances. It could be like you were talking about earlier, Chris. It could be mental, a broken relationship. It could be, messed up childhood. It could be a range of things, we could be recovering from. So yeah, that's my, just want to get that
Kurt
out.
Kurt just said right here, sobriety for me is an everyday program because I am the only one who can sabotage my program. It helps me run with God. We are in this war together.
Yes,
well said,
sir.
brother.
Yes,
well
sir.
said.
Definitely.
And there's something I have it queued up. I'm gonna play it. Striker actually put together. So I want, get your questions. I'm sure people find it, but I want people to watch this real quick. This is something that the War Network has put together. So I'm going to hit play real quick.
Stop scrolling. Serious. Stop for a second, because this might actually change your life. This isn't just another social media app. This is War Network. We're all recovering. And whether you realize it or not, this is for you, because everybody's dealing with something. Stress, pressure, loss, addiction, mental battles, trying to figure out life. We don't talk about it enough. So we built a place where you actually can. Inside War Network, you'll find real people, real conversations, private recovery rooms, daily reflections, in a space where you don't have to fake being okay. No filters, no pretending, no algorithm controlling what you see. Just real people rebuilding. And here's the War Network is officially live on the Apple Store right now. Free download right now. You can, get there early, build your circle, and be a part of something that's actually real. And for my Android users, I ain't forget about you. We're getting ready to launch on Google Play also. But we need your help to get there. Google requires closed testing groups. So I need 12 Android users. I don't have 12 Android users. All my people have iPhones. So if you got an Android, tap in. Be a part of building this from the ground up. Because this isn't just another act. It's a movement. This is where people rebuild. Welcome home. This war. Each and every one will all recovering.
Now look at that. Well, yes, Android, it's up and running. Striker was breaking my balls. Come on, don't hit me too hard about the goddamn Androids. We got some good shit too. Hell, man, I was playing Angry Birds earlier today.
Android.
We got some features.
Yeah, Android is all right. I guess.
So it leads me, like Cody. I think I'll give you this question. Like if you have any questions about the app. Your microphone went out. So Israel's screwing with you. Masad has got Cody by the nuts.
And he's excited over there too.
He got while you wait, hold on. There you go. You unmuted yourself. Sit. I can't hear you. Nope.
All
right. Here, bounce out and come back in and I'll put you back up. And then but where did this idea to make an app come up? Because, dude, outside of BetterHelp, which is known to be a waste of fucking time, in a lot of places, there's other better avenues. Where did you come up with the idea to do an app?
Well, I figure, I want to reach as many people as possible. And I know people get tired of, I'm trying to change the narrative. I could control the app and what's on there and stuff. I don't want, people addicted to violence. And if you look on Instagram, you see people.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you. You see thousands of likes for a negative video, something violent or something that's not but anything positive don't get likes and stuff like that. So I'm trying to change the narrative a bit. I'm trying to give people something positive to go to, a positive experience, so I created, a section where you could go for, to do, breathing exercises and learn how to cope, and different avenues to deal with, stress, PTSD, whatever the case may be. sanctuary rooms for people that want to have their private space for certain topics, certain things like combat veterans will have a group, for instance, and only combat veterans will go in that room. Then you have, childhood trauma rooms, people with childhood trauma, somewhere where those people could connect, kind of like how Yahoo was doing it, or not Yahoo, Yahoo was doing it back in the day with all of the rooms and shit like that, the chat rooms. That's how you
So they can
create a room.
So they can open up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you could password protect the rooms
and not feel alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to give people a good space to finally see something positive and, share some experiences with each other where everything ain't negative all the time.
And that's it's important that we have these tools and assets. Like, I'm proud of you for building something like that, because a lot of them are just cash grab scams, bro. And you just offering it up to the world, try to, build the world a little bit better.
Right.
Like, there's so many things we have to break divisional lines, and we also have to break, we got to be able to break people out of the prison of their own mind. And the thing is that I can prove this, and everybody knows it. The algorithm in this business runs off of hatred.
Right.
It runs off of drama, because
Evil.
if you got evil 100%. Listen, they like controversial stuff. They want things that shake the foundation of things. So if you got a bunch of feel good, comments, yeah, that's great it's going to move you the needle a little bit. But if you got a whole boatload of fuck off and not like craziness, I mean, just in like a prime example of even the contrast in interviews, like you look at, some of the interviews I've done with, say, like one of the mafia guys. Then you look at Gypsy Crusader. Gypsy Crusader is a radioactive, psychotic, he treated me with respect. I'm not gonna, throw any shit on him, but the thing is that video's got almost 100,000 views on it, with like hundreds of comments, like, and a lot of mixed kind of things. So people like to go for the ones that shake things up. It's a weird life we live, but we have that app. I think is going to be the beginning of something way bigger.
I hope so, man. I just want people to when you feeling stressed out or whatever, you feel like, you alone, come over to the War Network. When Instagram pissing you off with all of it, I know everybody don't like seeing all that negative shit all the time, or the same old. Come over to War Network, build and bond with some people, meet some people that's going through the same shit that you going through. Find some exercises to cope and deal with your symptoms and everything like that. All that's on War Network. You got your own private space. Just come through, check it out.
Yeah, man. How has it been received so far?
It's like 100 and something. I got, because I could track all that shit now. So I got 130 something members on there now. And I had it up for about since April, I want to say April 8th. I had it up. So I think it's doing good. It's gonna be a slow crawl, with TikTok and all that stuff, but I know it's people out there that's, suffering, and they looking for something different, So I know once the word get out about it, people will gravitate towards it. It'll end up doing good, It'll change lives, I think.
So you were working with, I know it's something you had mentioned a little bit before. You were doing work with Swaggy Vets. Like,
right.
What was your experience with that, brother?
Oh man. Well, shout out to Big Pin. He the face of Swaggy Vets. That's my day one brother right there. We went through AIT and all that, our first duty station together in Fort Bragg. So mad love to Big Pin. But unfortunately, the collab fell apart because the owner of Swaggy Vets. Me and him didn't see eye to eye. His vision, my vision, his vision wasn't the same. Like he was eager to change shit about the War Network and the clothing and all this, and he spray painted a shirt that said "Recovered Vet." I'm like, see, as soon as I seen "Recovered," me and you not seeing eye to eye. You don't understand the whole right. You don't understand the whole concept of what I'm going through. So or what I'm building in the movement. So it kind of felt, it was some task that needed to be done and wasn't done, and yeah, it just fell apart from there. But I'm still cool with the face of the Swaggy Vets, Big Pen. That's my day one. He always gonna be my brother. I love him. But yeah, it just wasn't the right move for the War Network.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Cody.
Hey, did you see the question in the comments, Chris?
Which one's that?
One way NJ1 asked.
What made you guys decide to start an app, and how did you navigate creating that? Because
Okay, to answer that question, I decided to create. It was put that question up again.
Yeah, I got you.
What made you guys decide to start the app? All right, I started the app because, I wanted to reach more people in the world. I was like, what's the best way to reach, I got the podcast, that's an outlet. What's the best way to reach more people in the world? I could connect my podcast to it, clips and everything of different, podcasts, roller bones, everything. I could put mental health stuff in there that helped me and give people a safe place. What could I do? So I said, let me start an app and see how that, go. I could reach a lot more people in conjunction with with the podcast. So that's how the idea came up with the app. And I used basically Flutter to put everything together. Flutter is it's an app building program, and I designed it like that. And now it's like, let's go, let's to the stars, to the moon.
We're definitely going to be pushing that one going forward for you.
Yeah,
want to see that get the success it deserves.
I hope it does, brother. I hope it does. Seriously, I hope people really want to change their life and and want something different.
I think it may take an existential crisis for somebody to get there, but once they get there, it's gonna, that person's gonna be like, man, you know what happened to me? They may go to a meeting, they may go to a vet center, and then end up, it just takes a little bit, right? And like you said, it's gonna be a slow crawl, but it's a two-way street that you have. Well, it's a 100-way street, right? I mean, it's not a two-way. Like you said, you're reaching out, but other people are able to connect back and forth. Whereas, like you said, your podcast is an outlet. I think that's awesome, man. That's great.
Right. Thank you, man. I was like, yeah, I thought I actually had a dream about it. I was like, man, I need to reach more people. I was like, the podcast is great, but it's just not reaching enough people. So what is in every country that I could create? And I was like, okay, app. So then I went to the app store. The Apple integration page, and I seen all the countries I could distribute it to. And I was like, great, boom, this is what I want to do. So it's in every country and it's free in every country.
And that gets past the VPN, the VPN, right? So like where only certain people can see your podcast unless they search it because it's regional. That's I'd blow me away.
It's
That's
everywhere.
awesome.
It's everywhere.
The link's on your website, right?
Yeah, it's on my website, and you could download it, Google Play Store, you can't just put war, you got to put w.a.r. and you'll see it come up. It'll fill out the rest for you, or it'll be up there and blacked out a little bit. But it's War Network, just like that.
Yeah.
And
Pops up automatic in the app store.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on Google Play, Apple. You could, if you don't have a phone, which I doubt, you could download it. I mean,
Which I
put it
doubt.
up in your browser, warnetwork.org, and it'll come up like that too.
So what's been your experience going through the podcasting world for the both of you?
My experience, you go ahead and take it, Frank.
I mean, it's therapeutic for me, and I know it's therapeutic for my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because just like we say, every day, you know what I'm saying, we're all recovering. So to hear other people's stories, different topics, other other backgrounds, ethnicities, whatever, to hear that, you know, and know that everybody, every race, every person has a story to tell. It can, and you can be better tomorrow from just listening sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So I mean, the experience has been great, man. We're kind of just kicking this thing off, and we had some hiccups, and we had some tweaks, but we're retuning. So I think
right,
I, I think it's our calling. So matter of
right.
fact, I know it is. Like, and my brother, he real smart, man, and he like the Mark Zuckerberg of the, you know what I'm saying, the
He's all about
operation,
those Z's.
right?
Zuckerberg, Zukalos, like
You know what I'm saying? World War Z, all that shit. Yeah, but
Crazy.
it's been great, man. It's and just the feedback that we get from people that don't even know us, family, friends, what have you. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, man, because we know we're doing something positive, and we know we're trying to be what we are, what we're standing for. You know what I'm saying? And we know we're trying to stay sturdy every day. And man, yeah, it's good to be here, man. Like I said, I know this is the right place for us.
And look, we meeting, making the right connects. Got you, man. Roller bones.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah.
It's an honor for real. Because you're doing big
Appreciate you
things,
having us on
man.
here, bro.
For real,
Always,
like
dude.
yeah, like I
You
love
gotta,
your work, brother.
yeah, put the juniors on for a second, but this has been a wild experience. I know Cody knows what I'm working on. I mean, dude, I can't say the name. I'll tell you privately, but dude, I started my day 2 days in a row with a text message through the prison app from a serial killer. Try to process that one when you're starting your day. Like that's
See,
yeah,
and you're not scared to get out there,
Hey, he says to me yesterday, he says, how many people you think today woke up with a text message from a serial killer?
from the serial killer.
I was like, well, I thought about like I killed my cereal this morning, but I don't know no serial killers.
A serial killer, like how wild is that,
bro. That's a 4. Is a 4. This probably, dude. Listen, and people need to understand that because I catch this bullshit all the time. Well, why are you going to sit with a monster? Well, you're not going to understand guys like Jason Vukovich, or us, or if you don't bookend by everything by talking to pure evil, this spectrum of humanity. So, and that's what journalism and like I don't even consider what I do. Well, yeah, he was just checking up on me, wanted to be my friend, or something. So, but the thing is we have to be able to bookend society, the spectrum of humanity, because then that's how talking with them and conversating with these individuals, what it does, it creates better red flag systems. It creates better, just overall detection. To like, all right, these are the warning signs, and I'm learning even inside of the serial killers. I've talked to 4 of them so far, 5 technically, but I count 4 that I've had actually conversations with, and even with them, Yeah, I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, you like." I'm not like, I'm not throwing any shade at women, but for some reason, the middle-aged women are obsessed with serial killers. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I
My
just,
wife told
it's like,
you. My wife told you. They're
I know.
plotting our murders.
They want to live on the wild
Right.
side. They want to walk on the wild side for a while. That's all.
Well, damn, bro, like, then get a hobby or something. Go jump out of, skydiving. Not
Crochet.
go on a date with. Could you imagine? I've had a guy tell me about when Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was going. People be sending him pictures of like he'd be getting women sending naked photos. They'd be lined up outside like it was like Mick Jagger walking into a concert, and it's like this man turned California into like it was a state of emergency. Like, what is wrong with you? These are the apex predators, bro.
Bro, Chris, I just came up because this is so you, man. This is so you. I just came up with your next investigation, your next story, man.
Is it Zukalos?
No, it's not Zukalos. Bro, I just came across something wild that I did not know. Did you know satanic churches is huge now? Like it's huge in I don't know about the US, but huge.
The world is, it is. The world is
satanic churches. Bro. Like they actually like I seen this satanic church in Europe that I think it was where was it in Europe? Anyway, it was gold, like it was beautiful. But people are actually going inside these satanic churches. Bro, that would be great if you could infiltrate that or find people.
I'll get whacked, but I've been covering it. Like, all right, check this out. Like,
but look, it's huge because I mean, look, even all the new TV shows and even on Apple or on Hulu, whatever, all these new TV series that are coming out, they're all like based off some evil the satanic worship type shit, man. You know what I mean? A lot of it, you know what I mean? And it's
listen, check this out. Like there was I think it was a Getty Museum in California. There's a fortress for this stuff. What they do is they position these things, their citadels to near seats of power. Like one of them, probably the bigger one I've covered, Chateau Amaroi, which also stands for the Mothers of Darkness Castle in Belgium. Sits right next to the Sovereign Army, British Union, and NATO. And all the powerful players, they go through there. So like Jeffrey Epstein's one grain of sand on this. Like. Yeah, like a prime example, like in the hunting parties, I have clips on here from there was a Nigerian cop that came forward, or from Lagos, like, and it had to change his voice, outed the whole, like he's talking about the hunting parties out there. They happen in the United States. Dude, like there are dark things, like the Mormon church has been infiltrated. Go look at the Vatican has already fallen. And I'm so like, dude.
The end of the world, man.
Well, here's the thing that I've heard. The way I've been told this stuff is that they say to be a great war that'll be fought in the Middle East. But then it'll be followed by a 1,000-year peace. But they'll be followed by a 1,000-year peace before the end of days begins. So, but we're gonna witness hell on earth, and I personally believe that we're already doing it.
Right. How long have we been doing it? Right.
You don't know when that 1,000. You don't know when that 1,000 years started. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this is getting close to the Armageddon, bro. That's what I believe, anyway. Like it's so bold and blatant and in your face right now. It's out of control to me. Like that's why I'll just me and my brother try to learn about it, teach right, and help people, get on the right step, no matter what your religion or what. But you gotta see certain things for yourself and just know You know, like
It's,
everything ain't good. Everything ain't good to, you know, to everything is, you know, I don't know. I don't know about you.
It's upside down. Everything's upside down. I mean,
Yeah.
Cody, you dig into this dark ass shit with me. You've seen my interview, and I encourage other people check out my interview with Jesse Zabater, working stuff out. We're also going to get Max Lowen on here, survivor of SRA. But for those that don't know what that means, it's satanic ritual abuse. You know, she was survivor of the Jesuit family. So her abuse took place underneath in the tunnel system under the Vatican. But Cody, like, you deal with this dark ass shit with me. You know, like, what's your takeaways for some of the dark? I sent you some crazy ass shit, bro. Like,
Bro, I'm still going through that last thing of the whole DOJ file that you sent me. Like, literally, so Chris sent me a link, right, basically, and it was to the government. It's to .gov, and it's all of this stuff we're discussing. I mean, we're talking the MK Ultras in there and what they've used to MK Ultra people. We're talking about when we were overseas, exposing the fact that, like, I don't know if you guys got around shipping containers a lot. I did a couple times.
Oh, hell yeah, that was my job, bro. That
Right.
was my
So
job.
you would have seen the shady shit that happens when the guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, you're not allowed to touch that." And you're like, "Why am I not allowed to touch that?" And it's like, you know, they give you a weight because that's all that really matters, right? And they're like, "But you don't unload it, you don't move it, don't go near it." You know, and then you come back to work the next day, or, you know, it's gone. And when did they even come in here and get this thing type stuff, you know? But it's above our rank, above our pay grade, so we don't care. You know, at this time we're a private, a sergeant, maybe a staff sergeant, you know.
Right.
The fact that the CIA is basically just a giant child laundering system. It's nothing to do with it's all intelligence, yes, but all they're doing is moving kids and dealing with the darkest of things. But this Jesse Sabater interview, I believe 100%. She speaks of how much she worked with and under Hillary Clinton, right? And she is convinced she's dead. And I agree with her because of this one statement that she made. She brought up the point that nobody would talk to Hillary like they did last time she was on the Hill, right? When they went up there and they're like, "You're this, you're that," and she's like, "Whatever," you know, acting all cool.
Right.
That's not Hillary. She would have had you hung before you ever spoke.
Right.
Well,
I've seen something like that too online, that most people think that Hillary is dead.
well, check this out. I'm gonna play something for you real quick. This is a clip. I had it still in my media belt. This is from Robert Steele.
Is the biggest organized crime family that I know of. For example, Hillary Clinton took money from the Russians to sell American uranium to Russia. She took money from the Saudi Arabians to sell Syria and Yemen to Saudi Arabia and to justify ISIS and protect ISIS. Hillary Clinton is probably the single most corrupt politician in U.S. history since Lyndon Baines Johnson. And as Secretary of State, money would come into the Clinton Foundation and U.S. support would go out. And by the way, the reason we have 1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans. It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their...
One question. Quick question.
Yes.
Is that man still alive?
No. Died in 2021, complications of COVID.
Complications of COVID.
Yep. Interesting. And now, and I want people, I'm going to preface it with anybody that may be asking this question. This is not any shot at our veterans, our guys in the armed forces.
No,
they're doing their job. They don't know about these things. You're talking about rogue factions within the government that are operating these things and keeping blinders on everybody else. You know, they're doing their job as far as fighting the war. They're not the ones smuggling and dealing in dark shit. Like, these are demonic rogue faction pieces of shit And this is what No More Mercy is about. It's about trying to raise awareness that there is atrocity that happens in this life. There are dark things, and we have to stand unified, remove the division lines, and start telling them we're not going to let them fucking hurt our society, our children, or anybody in our communities anymore. They've got away with it long enough, you know, and that's what the whole premise of this movement and this campaign is about and will always be about. And that's the bottom line. Some people don't like it too fucking bad. You know, I say some crazy ass shit. I mean, but I want people to know that, you know,
you're raising awareness for that, bro. It's dark, but it's great that you're doing that, bro. Because I mean, yeah, it's evil. It's evil. It's too much evil out here right now, man. And yeah, I don't like it. You know?
Yeah, no, I mean,
I see it all the time, man. I feel it. I see it, and you know, it's not good. Man.
I've said this to other people.
I've lived it. You know what I'm saying? I've not only seen it, I've lived it. I've been around it. And, you know, it's
100%.
It's too much. So,
but the thing is that, you know, I know people can look at it and be like, oh, all I'm doing is presenting you a path to look at something objectively.
Right.
And you know what? Make your own determinations. But
I've turned a blind eye to it, though.
Well, you all know you're in this media business. Being red pilled is a blessing and a curse. People misconstrue. A lot of people think, oh, you're red pilled. You became conservative or whatever. No, it means that you see the world for what it is. You see the world, the veil pulled back. You see the lies. You see the deception. You see the game that's been played on you. And it's a hard way. It's a very hard pill to swallow, to be fair, because then you're looking at, you know, I look back to things I grew up with and be like, damn, this shit was run by the demons. Like, and there's no other way to frame it for what they are. If you look at Hollywood, a demonic cesspool of despicable fucking, like Harvey, you got the Harvey Weinsteins, and you have it makes you wonder, after Epstein got picked up, a ton of Hollywood moved out of the United States. Tons of them. You have, you know, and then you got scumbags. You have like Oprah Winfrey, like she owns a fucking orphanage in an all girls thing in Africa, and girls were getting trafficked out of there. Like, what? Yeah, oh yeah, dude, that's a whole thing. Look into it, bro. But she's a powerful player in the system, like, you know, and the thing is, it's funny that, you know, out in the fucking
I don't put anything past anybody with money and power. I'm sorry, man, but yeah, I don't put that. I hear what you're saying, bro, and I hate to cut you off, but I'm about to get cut off here in a second, bro. But hey, it's been a pleasure, bro. I don't want to just cut off and shit, so I just want to say my little piece.
We love you. We love you, man.
Yeah, I love you, brother, man. Cody's back.
All right,
he's headed. Looks like he's heading out, but it's an honor, bro. Yeah. And then you're welcome here anytime, brother.
Nice to meet you, man. Thank you.
Nice to meet you too, man. Hey, hold it down. Stay sturdy out there, man. Everybody. All right, G.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, brother. So we got No More Mercy is becoming bigger, badder, meaner, a little less beard. But it's getting crazier by the day, dude. Like, you know, I got so many people lined up to be within this thing. And I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to see where the future goes. You know, we're gonna have more collabs with Chris Gallion and the American Right guys. We're heading into one of the biggest weeks of No More Mercy.
I would love to talk to the American Right guys. I would love to do something with them.
Oh, dude, Chris Gallion's the best, dude. They love you, dude. Like, this is what they're about: removing divisional lines, not hate, bro. It's not a hate group, not at all. You know, and it's created, like, obviously people hear Reich and they're like, whoop, you know, hold on. But then you talk with them and it's like, you see, it's not about It's not at all about hate, dude. Its goal is to remove divisional lines, and I encourage people, go check out what Chris did at the Save the Kids March. It's amazing. It's great to see everybody, black, white, Hispanic, coming together on these are common ground arguments. And I'm excited because you know what? We're going to run the trailer real quick, and then we're going to take us out in the sponsors. But check this out. This is where we're headed. We're ending Stand and Deliver week in a few minutes, but preparing for the next week.
You got this cooking with that camera.
Welcome to Avenger Week.
My God, Sinclair, we're fucked.
The No More Mercy campaign rages forward.
Fatigued emotionally with these cases coming one after another.
Never met a single pedophile yet that was cured of their compulsion. These individuals should be terrified that I exist. Yeah, this fucking guy right here. Yourself and progressing yourself, so obviously
I'll get bigger and bigger. It has just got real interesting. That's family right there, and we are on the same exact mission.
One mic.
I'm a genuine motherfucker.
The ups, the downs, the milestones, the barriers he's broken. He's built a movement. Jason, this week is to honor you, my brothers.
Oh shit, for real? Hell yeah.
Avenger Week starts tomorrow.
Awesome. That looks awesome. I seen him somewhere before.
That's the Alaskan Avenger, bro. That's my big brother right there.
Okay. I can't wait for that.
Oh my God. Starting tomorrow night, I'm going to be re-releasing the original sit down that me and Jason did together. And we got my sister Yali is going to be featured in there with my wife and my sister Cass. They took it over. They handled it because I was down with the flu. It's going to be in there. We're going to have some live streams covering some stuff, and I'll be doing a live stream with Brother Jay at the main event of the week, the Alaskan Avenger. Kayla, please share the Alaskan Avenger official.com. Get yourself some One Light gear. Yes, I know I'm stuck on the One Light Halloween shirt because I still haven't found my other ones. Maybe we'll buy it at the time we get the live with Jason. I'll be on Christmas. But Jason Vukovich, one of the most powerful advocates there are. Man sacrificed. He was sentenced to 23 years for smashing out and protecting children. Well, now he didn't smash the kids. I smashed the pedophiles. Let me frame that a little bit. But the man works daily. He's accomplished so much in this year out of prison. He's still on the monitor, but he's accomplished so much shit in 1 year, especially since I know him. I've gotten to know him, or we've gotten to know each other. Dude's like a fucking big brother to me. Love that man to death. And like, he's another one of them guys that, he called me and said, we're going to war. I'm loading the guns, bro. And while he drives,
that's what we need, bro. We need more people turning pain into purpose, man, for real. I like that, coming out, and trying to make a change. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need in this world, especially right now. Stop it.
Dude, that dog, he wants the Sour Patch Kids or the nuts.
I don't know what he wants, man. But my question to you guys, who wants him? Who wants a golden doodle?
You know what?
I'll take care.
Jason's been known to run a few auctions.
That's the question that I have to you guys. Tap in. Let me know. You just have to pay for shipping and handling, and we'll get them to you.
Oh, I guarantee
right,
somebody can take that up. That's a nice dog, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty nice, all right.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We'll get all this stuff up there.
Yeah.
Bidding will start.
For real, because he's gonna go up on offer up soon or something.
Offer up.
Oh yeah.
Can I let me ask you? Chris, since you started war, like, what is probably like one of the biggest, like most impactful stories that situations, something like that. Like, I mean, obviously you probably work with, and a lot of vets contact you. Like, what's a feel good, man? What's a feel good? We've been talking about all this negative, crazy stuff, right? What's a feel good for you?
A feel good episode that I did,
or a story, or a situation. It could be anything.
That's a hard one. But one that really made me, question what I've been through, and one that's really stuck with me is one I did with a guy I know named Hector Dominguez. His story, go check that out. His story was real powerful, and what he'd been through as a kid. When you know somebody, you talk to them, you don't really know what they've been through, And I've been talking to this guy, and we've been in a treatment program together, and I never knew all the stuff about him until it came out in that episode. And that was just real. Like, his story just made me think, man, like, anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? But that's one that really stuck with me. I actually, teared up during it, but then I felt real, good after it, because he's doing so well right now. So go check out the Hector Dominguez story on the War Network podcast. It's a real good interview.
Absolutely, we'll do that.
The link is the link directly. I mean, the Striker, the War Network stuff is pinned at the top of the chat, but I did just throw in the link for the War Network. Please check it out. Please subscribe. Striker's family, and we support and protect our own. We're gonna add you 100% to the Brothers in Arms stuff. Like you'll be down there with JD DeLay and Chloe Roma, Alaskan Avenger, Sheriff Officer Keith Shibley, the farm animal bastard that's trying to sell farm animals to my wife. And no, Caleb, we're not taking the dog. We also Caleb, share Cody's donor list if you'd like to sign up. If you want to give a quick thing about explaining your donor situation, because I know you record one every night, but you're on a live, so might as well hit it, bro.
Hey, gotcha. So right now I'm looking for a living donor for liver transplant, and the reason why is I'm in failure of cirrhosis of the liver, which means my liver will not regenerate. It's not from alcohol, but alcohol was the red flag that threw it up. One day I went to the doctor and I thought I had a UTI. My wife's like, "That's impossible, dude. You're a dude. You don't get UTIs like that." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know why I can't put my belt on. It hurts like heck." Come to find out, I had alcohol sitting on top of my liver, and it wasn't going to process it. So it wasn't from the amount that I was drinking. It was from life experience from before I had caught hepatitis C. A long story, got rid of it, but the VA never told, they said you're cured. They never told me anything past that. So when they said you're cured, I'm like, cool, we're good to go. Well, long story short, I'm not. My liver will not regenerate, will not fix itself. However, I have done the hard work. I've stayed sober, and I've gotten my body healthy. So my MELD score, which is the model, I always mess this up, model for end-stage liver disease, right? And that's a 90-day expectancy. So they rate you. At one time, I was a 37, probably a 38, if I remember right, 37 or 38 out of 40. 40 is basically that's the end. You're hospitalized. You are in need of a liver within weeks. But I was able to get my MELD score down in between a 7 to a 15, depending on the day. And that means that I'm not very high on the deceased list. So if somebody gets in a car accident and they donate their liver or their organs, I'm not going to get that liver for a very long time until I get sicker, or like 60 people in a day get a liver, which that's not going to happen. So I need a living donor. You could be a direct living donor, which means a blood type match to me, or you can be a paired. So if somebody's a really good match for me or for someone else, but I can't get anybody as a match for me, they could do like an NBA swap of trade for livers. This person gets this liver and this person I get theirs from their donor. But If you want to be a direct paired match, you have to be a blood type match to me. My blood type is A positive, so you have to be A positive or negative, O positive or negative. It doesn't matter about the RH factor. Just the blood type is A and O. So after that, you got to go to the website I think you put up, or I'm not sure. Didn't you say that?
No, I asked Kayla, share the link for the donor if you haven't.
But yes, so it's UPMC's website, University Medical Center of Pittsburgh, and they once you get there, you have to answer 3 questions very specifically, and that's so that you can get to me. It's what organ you want to donate. As long as you want to donate your liver to me, that's what you got to put, liver. And then then the second question is to donate to a specific individual. That'll prompt the next question to show up. So when you answer each one of those questions, like this website populates on you in mid answer. And then you put Cody Bowden, Boden, that's my last name. And you could be a direct donor to me. I do want to let everybody know, like, it is a very serious surgery, and I understand that, but it is a very safe surgery at the same time. Yes, it's about a 12-week recovery from start to finish, but it's not like you're down for 12 weeks. They just have you out. I don't want to give days because they'll tell you that, like about 6 weeks till you get your lifting and stuff back to complete, where they're like, you're good to go. But obviously the first week you're in the hospital, or you're getting out of the hospital, and you have to stay really close to them. But it's not as bad as a lot of people would think. I actually have a guy in Pittsburgh that I knew. He's like literally 7 feet tall. And luckily his donor is really open about his story also. So that they went and they put a podcast together. They don't have one, but they made one for me to be able to publish about his story. And he told me, he's like, I woke up and the day after or something like that, his donor showed up and was like, how you doing? And he's like, well, actually really good. For me, it's a big surgery, a lot larger. They're going to give me a gut zipper from here to here and open me all the way up. They're just going to remove the liver, remove the gallbladder, possibly the appendix, and I might get 2 new kidneys. Who knows? But it's kind of like, however the surgery goes is how it goes. And I do understand it's a huge, huge ask, right? So I've never asked somebody their face. I know a lot of people's blood type, from being in the military. I know one of my best friends. Has he offered? No, that's okay. I still love him. He's not in the position, or maybe he doesn't think he's in the position to help me out. But you know what? If you are and you wanted to, I would really appreciate it. Flights and lodging is not all on you. NLDAC is a program that puts out funding for lost wages, flights and lodging, and childcare. Lost wages and childcare, and then Donor Shield helps with lost wages. So there's also programs to help if you're worried about the finances or having to take time off. They try to help with that. I cannot pay a dime to somebody else. Even if I had $1 million and I wanted to give it to the person, that's called pay for play. It's illegal, and I'd be in trouble. But I think that covers it all.
In relation to that, Cody he's a good man. He's a good husband. You're showing up for a veteran. Our Boneyard always shows up to protect our own. We also have put together a GoFundMe for Cody and the Bowden family. Leave No Warrior Behind. It's a Roll the Bones initiative. There's going to be some mounting costs. While Cody's recovering. And his ups and downs with the illness, sometimes it knocks him out of work and whatnot. And please, if you find it, if you donate $1 or something, we show up to protect our family. And Cody he's a member of this family. So I love you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all in relation to that.
Cody, bro, real quick,
go for it.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
No,
Cody,
go for it.
Bro, man, I'm sorry you're going through that, bro. Like that shit it hit me. I got a question for you about your medal score, though. Are you able to check that yourself, like kind of like diabetes, or
No, so I have to go like so I have to the one thing I have to pay attention to is like my water intake and my weight. So my weight tells me how much water I'm retaining. That's the biggest indicator of like something's gone wrong. Like just I don't know, just what 2 weeks ago, Chris, I think I've in the past 2 weeks I put on 30 pounds like that, and it's hard to get off because it goes all over. But once that happens, I can call the VA or I can call Pittsburgh and UPMC and they can put in orders to check it. But it's a 4-part test in some crazy equation. I'm working to figure it out to see if I can do that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if I can figure it out. But no, it's not a simple like test of going and taking your blood like a finger poke. It's like bilirubin, ammonia. There's a bunch of stuff involved in it, but it's 4 tests that they have to run out of the blood to figure it out.
And how often do you have to do that?
So they take monthly. I have to do one of those, and that's for the listing of my liver, like where I sit on that list. And they can keep the worst one for 90 days, and they don't have to report the best one, if that makes sense. So I think my latest one, I don't remember if it was higher or not, but if it was worse, they would put that on there. And even if I got better from it for 90 days, they would wait to get a different one and to figure out, hey, we'll keep him on this listing at this higher spot. But it's really been a process, and one more mission really quick. It's going to stay, but we're developing a podcast name also. So one more mission comes from like, man, I don't want to get emotional, but my wife, because she pointed it out. She's like, you can't quit. And I was like, well, I know that, like, I'm not trying to quit. Like, but she's like, Cody, you don't quit. It's on to the next one. Whatever it is that you have ever done since the moment I met you, it's one more thing, and I'll focus. And I go, and you know how that is, right, Striker? Like, it's definitely like a mental thing. Like, no matter how hard this gets day in or day out, this is my mission, and it's to make sure that I'm here to raise my 4 kids, that I'm here to teach my daughters, hey, that's not how a man treats you, and you do not let them do that. Or my boys, hey, you don't treat women like that. Because this world nowadays, you'll see kids walking down the road holding hands, and the guy's he's on the inside next to the building, and his lady's in traffic almost. What are you doing? Like what is so wrong that you can't protect your lady, that you can't open the door for her, or that you ain't paying for her food? I'm going to teach my boys to make sure that they know, like, even if it's your mama, when you turn 16 or you're bigger than her, you get on the inside of the road and you watch for her to make sure that she's okay. If it's your big sister or, big littler sister because you outgrew her, you make sure you take care of her and any girl, because we've lost that, right? Like, we've lost the whole world has attacked us as men to make us feel bad. I don't give no fucks about that. You can be as feminine as you want, masculine as you want, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to teach my boys to be boys, and I'm going to teach my girls to stand on their own 2 damn feet too.
That's right.
I'm not going to teach them to just, hey, a guy's got to take care of you. That's not what I mean. I'm saying my men are going to be men, and my women are going to make sure that they got a man stronger than them, which guess what? That ain't going to be an easy task, because I'm going to teach them how to take care of themselves too. It ain't just going to be you go expect to be taken care of. No, you be here and make him be there. And
right.
That's what my mission is, right? Is to keep on pushing. And then after this, like Chris had said, like my opinion of the VA is very negative, but it's because of personal interactions with individuals, not the entire VA, right? But I have ran into, do you know who T2E? I don't want to say their full name yet, but T2T in New York for us, Tunnels to Towers. You know that organization in New York, Tunnels to Towers? So in 9/11, Tunnels to Towers is a huge organization. You see them on Fox News. You see them everywhere, like Rip from Cole, whatever, from Yellowstone. He's a huge donor, and all these people are donors to this massive organization that has 13 CEOs that make millions of dollars a year, right? Well, last year and the year before, money started getting tight, right? Well, I missed one house payment. I was only one house payment behind. So I called and I was like, hey, I need help. And they're like, yes, we can do it, but you got to be in foreclosure. So we want you to not make payments, go into foreclosure, and we're going to make the payment. Well, it's simple math, right? If my bill is this is not true, but if say it's $5,000 a month, right? In 4 months, that's 20 grand. Well, their cap was 9. So they knew what my mortgage was. They told me to go 4 months deep, and then they left me out to dry, and I almost was homeless with 4 kids. And they're over there saying, oh, if you're catastrophically injured, we'll buy you a home. Well, because I got my arms and legs doesn't make me worth it. You're the one in, and I got this in email, so they can kiss my ass. I will gladly put this organization under the dirt, because if I wouldn't have had the opportunity and the church wouldn't have stood up and helped us when we needed it, and some of the organizations around here covered just enough to keep us going, so that way, because, you know, it's just the way life is. But yeah, they were going to let me and my 4 kids go homeless off of their advice, and I have it in an email.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And they're a veteran first responder organization. Sorry, Chris.
I wanted you, Cody, I want you to see this, because this is important. You see this. While you were talking, this was some of the stuff in the chat. Cody, you're amazing and a true inspiration. That's from Mr. Morningstar.
Thank you, man.
Brother Kurt Hafferty. God bless you, Cody.
Thanks, Kurt.
Maxwell House Matt. Cody, we're all praying for you, brother. I'm praying for you and your family. God has his hand on you and is going to come through, brother. You know, and there's a few other ones in here, brother. Like, this your family, dude. Like, and they're listening. And
God definitely got you, bro. He definitely got you.
And you got, you got me. You have an army behind you, bro.
Absolutely.
You got a lot more time on this earth. And besides, bro, don't get too emotional. Dude, I got rubber. Cody's been leaving these rubber Jesuses all over the East Coast.
Bro, no. I got one right there in front of my door right now. I used to have them all over the place when I was in the PTSD program. This guy used to leave them all over the place. So I have one right there.
It's got to be an army thing.
Hey, Striker, I left those from here to Connecticut in every place that I was, in bathrooms, Jesus standing over you while you're peeing, in the bar. I put them on top of the registers at a couple of the bars and stuff. It is just, anytime we travel, anytime I go anywhere, and if I have them on me, I'll randomly place them somewhere, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
because that's the truth. Like, and thank you for prayers. Let me be up front and straight. I believe in the power of prayer. And I know that is what has saved me and my wife through this, is Jesus Christ, and our relationship being built upon him and our salvation. Like, that has been the rock that's kept my family going, kept me and my wife going, because this is hard, right? We had plans. We had huge plans that just got nuked, just leveled. Like, well, if you thought you had plans to do this, this, and this, no, you're going to spend 5 years in this situation. Well, 3 to 5 in this situation. And, you know, it is what it is. I am going to make it through it, and I'm going to be a bigger, better man from it. That's for sure.
You will, brother. I believe it. You are always going to be in my prayers every day, every night.
Thank you, Striker.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm going to tell you, and it's on the plus side, bro. Like, you know, you're going to get the new liver. They're going to take out some old, like, they're going to pop the hood. They're going to give you breast implants on top of it. You know, like, you're coming out stacked, bro. You know, it's going to be. But the thing is this is why these connections matter with the War Network and with all the people that have celebrated No More Mercy, and came together on the war front, bro. You know, and for those of you like that are seriously struggling, I encourage you all to listen to, you know, the content that Striker's putting out. You know, remember, and not every story needs to be notorious. Not every story has to have, gunfire and bombs and dark ass shit. You know, Travis Ritchie taught me this a long time ago. I'm going to try to get Travis. I'm going to see if I'm going to reach out to him, see if he'll come on for the Avenger Week, because here's the thing. I met Travis through Jason, and not through each other, but we interviewed him about the same time a year ago. Travis Ritchie taught me a very important statement that storytelling is a fabric of society. He also taught me a valuable lesson on sitting in the mud, climbing down and sitting in the mud with people when they're going through it. Can't just shout down from above them.
Nope.
You gotta climb down into the shit, and you can only stay in that. I want to just explain this. You can only sit in the shit with them for so long. And eventually, you do have to climb out yourself. And just present them the ladder. It's up to them to climb it. We can't carry them up it.
I love that.
I encourage everybody to subscribe to Roll the Bones. Yeah, well, you're already here, so I hope you're subscribed. Yeah, but no, subscribe to the War Network. Striker, there's time that you shamelessly plug away anything and everything you'd like. So shamelessly plug away.
Download the War Network app, please. I think it's a great tool. You have to navigate it. I'm still making updates daily on it. You can leave me comments on my YouTube page. Any ideas you think I should throw in the app. I'm doing everything myself. So I'm developing everything. Any ideas you think, upgrades or any things you think need to be removed, just tell me everything. I got a messenger app. There it goes right there. The War Network. That's your iPhone?
Yep.
Okay, there you go right there. And then I made a messaging app. It actually has different features on there. You can put how you feel at the time. If you feeling pressure, you feeling calm, you could put, your emotion and click that and respond to different text messages with that emotion in there. And it has a walkie-talkie feature. You could click, you got to be friends with somebody, of course. It's called a bell. You bell somebody. It's kind of like the old Nextel thing, how they had the chirps. Yeah. You could bell somebody. You could video them too or whatever, but you could talk to them walkie-talkie without having to call them, even though it has a calling feature and the video feature as well. This dog is driving me nuts. And then, it has another feature where you're waiting for somebody to text. You can actually, do like recovery games, play, breathing and tap, different, different games. I'm not gonna spill it all to you. Just go on there and check it out. It's real good. It's called Post Scars, POST SCARS. Postcards, kind of like postcards, but scars. And that's available on the Google Play Store and Apple as well. And I'm still, making upgrades and progress, but it's good enough to, communicate and everything. Just something
It
different.
is on iOS. It's on the Android. Striker was yelling at me earlier. He was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, schizophrenic Android users?" He's like, yeah. I'm just playing with the schizophrenic part, but he did scold me. But no, I mean, it's a dope ass app that should be embraced, encouraged, and pushed.
Yeah. There you go, right there. Got the heart, got the break through the heart and everything. Check that out. Download it. Like I said, if you think I need to add something, take it away. Y'all all founding members to me. Y'all all founding members. This is just up off the ground, and I'm still improving it daily. So, I take all your comments, hit me up on the War app, or James Straker, at warnetwork.org. Not the striker with an A. instead of the Y. So James Straker at warnetwork.org. STRAKER. Hit me up there. You want to get on a podcast. I'm all about growth and identity and resilience and the struggle and recovery. That's what I'm about, So if you want to get on the podcast, talk to me a little bit, and you can send your bio there and I'll check it out. We'll go over questions that you think is, see if you're a good fit for the podcast. And I would love to, talk to you, share your story.
Hell yeah, dude. See, and that's what it's about. It's a cross-pollination between worlds. I can't think of many places that it's a melting pot between mafia, the mob tube guys, the One Life family, the Wood Chipper tribe, Roma Army, are the War Network now, the people that follow the Suffering podcast, we're military guys, law enforcement people from Mind Over Madness. It's become a melting pot between worlds. We got Pozzo Club members, we got the Stay Strapped crowd from Gucci Boomer. Just keeps getting bigger, badder, less beard, but I promise, Kurt, the beard's coming back. Even though it's his first night here.
No, bring it back. Just keep it like that. You good, bro?
Really?
Yeah, I like it like that.
Check that out. Red.
That. Yeah.
And then of course, I have to support the boss. The official drink of choice of the Roll the Bones podcast is the Pozzo signature blend, made in America, support American made. Unless you're struggling with drinking, then buy a copy of South End Syndicate. Or you can get Dented Ace coffee from Kevin Donaldson over at Suffering Podcast. Subscribe to Brother Cody Bowden. On one more mission. Subscribe to Stryker. I want to thank everybody who is taking part in No More Mercy so far. Jesse Zabater, Sherry Alsup, Kevin Donaldson, Carolyn Dreyer, Billy Granfield, Stryker in Summertime. It was an honor to meet you, brother. If you're still watching, it was an honor to meet you, my friend. I'll get you on again. We'll chop it up. And I'll get that. Anybody that needs, if you're struggling with some shit, also check out Chris Gallion, American Reich members, America First. It's not about hate, and if that's what you're looking for over there, you ain't gonna find it. So support each other, be kind to one another. I know I lost my train of thought because I looked at the bright colored straw and my ADD kicked in, and I started thinking about the dog trying to get his Sour Patch Kids.
Hey, I just want to cover back to one thing real quick. If you're watching all the stuff that Chris has produced this past month and you're not upset, something's wrong. There is kids, women, humans being trafficked, killed, maimed, hurt, and you know what? There's not enough people realizing that this is the truth. This is what we need to get people aware of and get it stopped. It's not normal that kids are being trafficked for whatever some rich person wants to do to them to feel some fucked up fantasy. And if that's your thing, please let us know. We'll send you a good postcard. It'll be your self-delete button because it's time for these things to end.
And there was one person I wanted to shout out in this, and you're not to dismiss. He's 100% correct. There's a young kid. I met him back in December. His name's Luke Basso. Luke had interviewed Anthony Arillotta up at the Cigar Club. Really nice kid. He's a young kid, I think 19, 20. He wants to be a war correspondent. Kid is already gone to Afghanistan, interviewed members of the Taliban. But my brother, I got your postcard from Ukraine.
Oh wow.
There was he sent me a thing. He said, thanks for sending me those videos. I survived the war in Ukraine and got some good content. Much love, my friend. See, I got it. I didn't get to text you yet. I just got it.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a tough son of a bitch, bro. Like you're going right into the shit. You're He wants to be a war correspondent, which you don't even hear anybody talking about that kind of business nowadays. They'd rather, but he's a good kid. And, I'm going to get him on here at some point. We can talk about his experiences with that shit. Oh, yeah. Guar, member of the community, Guar is going to be on the channel this week during Avenger Week. We're getting Guar on. Our sister Yali is going to have an episode. American Reich members, check them out. Also, me and Anthony Arillotta are doing commercial real estate. If you want to invest in American-made products, you want to put a business in, DM Aunt Arillotta. You can DM him right up on Instagram. I promise you he'll respond. You might catch a couple Manja Benes. And no, Aunt, I know where the car, like, you can't make fun of me about the car anymore because you got lost too. You couldn't find your own car. Him and my wife were calling me Chingiganti the other night. Aunt walked me out of Brico holding my arm. He's like, all right, boss. Like, it's like, walk slow. He like, I see you, Aunt. Like, you can't call me that no more.
Chingiganti, wasn't that from what movie was that?
That was real life. That was he was a boss of the Genovese family that wanted
to
get into insanity plea. Yeah.
Yes.
It didn't work. He died in prison. I read this story. They had to like wiretap the cars. So when he'd walk by, because he would shuffle around. He was pretending he's nuts. He doesn't know what he was like. They say he was like a really smart gangster, bro. Like, but regardless, Striker, we got to do this again, dude.
Yes, brother. This was, it's an honor just being here, man. Being in the same room with y'all, man. For real, because y'all doing
don't make me miss,
bro. Yeah, bro. Y'all the shows you doing, man, and it is real gritty. And I aspire to, get to that point with my podcast, man. You getting out there into the community and doing these one-on-ones and really sharing stuff that need to be shared and getting down to it, and people need to hear this, and I love it.
I appreciate you, brother. I really do.
Yes.
And you have great content yourself. You're just getting started, but you got a big following now. Even when we first talked a few months back, you were still in the hundreds, early hundreds.
Yeah.
And now, you're up there too. War Network community is growing by the daily, and we just keep that shit going. And it's all about no sheep, we're lions. That's right. That's the quote, Brother Jay. You ain't gonna. This ain't the community. Where you're gonna find soft bitch ass people. I mean, I might look like a 14-year-old lesbian chick as Jay framed it, but I promise you, you'll get. I'll smack you so hard I'll change your fucking gender. Put me to the test. But Cody, we're gonna take it out on this note. Striker, just hang in the thing for a minute. And then, but let me find, I'm going to close it on this. There's something from Brother Kurt. Here we go. Cody, God has bigger and better plans for you, brother. You got this and we got you.
Thank you, Kurt.
So with that being said, I'm a little unhinged. I haven't slept much this week. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. You can find me up on Instagram Lives. I have coffee with random members of the community. I'm not entirely sure, but I think my sister Gina is going to be joining me on Monday. But ultimately, whoever the fuck wants to jump in there and sit with my half retarded ass, and have some coffee and talk about some unhinged shit or just talk about yourself. But everything connecting with the community matters to me. It matters to Striker. It matters to Cody. So we connect with our people. We support our people. And like I've said before, in this life, you got to ride for something or die for nothing.